right, quite interesting. Earlier, I told you, about how we're, spotlighting someone who's been doing a lot for the development of sports, youth, and of course the culture, in Nigeria and other parts of the world. And I'm so glad to introduce to you the founder of the Dr. Krystal Chanchangi Foundation. And of course, she wears so many caps, like 101. She's a model, she's a cultural activist, she's a philanthropist, and of course, she does a lot. So a supporter of sports too, not to forget that. And of course, she's an actress. You can call her that. I even want to find out if she sings, which is quite interesting. So join me in welcoming no other person than Dr. Krystal Chanchangi. Many thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for that beautiful introduction. I didn't know you did all your research.
Welcome to the show. Nice to have you in our studio.
Thank you so much. Appreciate.
Yeah, just like, I mentioned in my introduction, you do a lot of things, and of course, we saw the latest one, at Old Parade Ground. We were attending in Abuja on Saturday. It's not just empowering the youth, also those that we can see that, they've not had enough, the privilege, to enjoy what almost everyone enjoys. Yes. To those PARASOCCER players. Yes. Why did you choose PARASOCCER to, do what you did on Saturday?
They mean a lot to me. The people of disability are never looked upon, and they never provided to most of the time here in Africa. And I just wanted to give back to them. I wanted to make them feel like they're heard. I wanted to make them feel like they're heard and they're empowered. I wanted to empower them. I wanted to give them a voice, to be seen, so diasporans can come back and invest in them and give back to them, because I feel like they're not seen enough. And that's why I had to host that event, to put a smile on their face.
That takes me to my second question. At the end of the day, especially when their checks were presented to them, what was the feeling like that you could read from them?
Oh my God, I wanted to cry, and they were so happy. And do you know what? What made me even more happy was the fact that they came to pray for me after that.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, they came to pray for me, and they told me that this is the second time that someone is doing this for them. And they're so happy with me, and they begged and pleaded with me to keep coming back and giving them back to them. And I was just so overwhelmed. And I've pledged to them that I'm going to do my best to keep coming back and giving back to the disability youths.
All right, I've always wanted, to ask. Many people will feel like, they'll be curious to know, this is your passion. Where does this stem from?
Honestly, I grew up in a family that was known to do philanthropic work.
Okay.
And growing up, my mom always gave back to her community with my dad. And I come from a multicultural background, Fulani, Hausa, Igbo.
Wow.
Yes. Parents, my father is a Muslim, my mom is a Christian. And my passion comes from uniting. I want to be known to unite cultures, to empower youths. And the best way to empower youth is through sports. It's through giving them a sense of confidence, a sense of belonging. And that's what I want to do for my Nigerian youths. In the past 3 weeks I've been in Nigeria. I came from Vegas to Dubai, and I came to Nigeria. 3 weeks I've done 4 events in sports. I've done volleyball, tennis, PARASOCCER, basketball, and I'm going to keep going. Nothing is going to stop me, because it's not just a passion, it's a calling. When you have a calling upon your life, you can't deviate from that. And I'm ready to serve this nation regardless of the narrative of this nation, regardless of the government system. I will serve. I will be my own government. I will take the lead, and I will give back to the youth, because we have such brilliant, intelligent, talented, the most talented youths are in this country. The most talented people from sports in Olympics are Nigerians. So why not? Why not encourage them? Why not?
I love the energy.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm just passionate about this. I don't know. It's just on me. It's a burden. It's a weight. I have to do it. If I don't do it, no one would do it.
All right, quite interesting. You know, we love sports a lot, and of course, anything that has to do with sports, we would like to know more about it. Tell us about the other tournaments, especially the basketball. Let's start with the basketball tournament.
So we had the basketball tournament. This was in December, actually.
Okay.
And we had 6 teams play. We had people coming from Niger State, ABU Zaria, different part of, you know, Nigeria to play for this event. We're able to host the event all day. We gave back some checks to them. We also had some raffle draw. You know, Nigerians, we like money. So I was trying to stay away from anything itemized. I was just giving them checks and money and all that. And they were so happy, and, you know, they call me every year to come back. So right now I'm trying to collaborate with more NBA players. In fact, this year, bringing some Diaspora Nigerians back to collaborate with me for the next basketball tournament in December. So.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
What of the other 2, tennis and, you know?
The tennis, it comes from me having friends that have played in Olympics. Takai is one person that was lead in Zimbabwe, one of my best friends. Anthony Michael played tennis, and I just wanted to come back and give back to that. The kids were so happy. These are kids under 16 years old. And when they saw me, they were like, oh my God, Dr. Krystal, we love you. No one has done this. And you know, with what I do with sports, I make sure they divide the money evenly and give the kids that money, because you know, with the way our country is, you have to look exactly. So I will sit down there, I will calculate, and I'll say, transfer this to this person, this person, this person. You know, thankfully I have a very good sports coordinator, Mr. Mbago Johnson, and my PA Ibrahim Yusuf. They've been doing amazing. You guys think they are not genuine people, and they are genuine people, because my team, most of them have been with me for 7 to 9 years. I've been doing this for 9 years. I didn't wake up doing this. I've been doing it for 9 years. And even in the United States, I work with kids. I own the Kids Multicultural Ward. I work with 36,000 kids. That is what funds this event I'm doing. So with more support, with more maybe personal donors, government assistance, I think we can go global with it, and we can attract foreign investors. But for now, I'm doing it alone. Yes.
But I cannot wait to, you know, see you get, you know, support the funding that you need from, you know, well-meaning Nigerians and other, you know, bodies, you know, who have the capacity to support you. Remaining, I think we have one tournament left. You said? Yes.
We're actually going to play, the next is soccer.
Okay.
Soccer is huge. I don't want to disclose names. I'm bringing in a few Super Eagle players that even one of them called me and said, hey, Dr. Krystal, what's up with what we spoke about? You know, I don't want to disclose his name. We're excited. It's going to be in June. You know, and my daughter is coming back to Nigeria for the first time. Wow. So I'm excited for her to witness that. Yes.
That's quite beautiful. You know, aside from all these 4 sports, do you have any plan to extend it to any sport anytime soon?
Of course, honey. We are going big. We're going to boxing. We're going to swimming. We're going huge with it. Maybe American football. Yes, we're going to do that. I started talking to some NFL players in the United States as well. So we are going to bring more to Nigeria.
All right. You know, in the long run, do you have any, you know, plans to have maybe a sports academy or anything like that?
Yes, I do. But you know what? We're going to let God do the work. Yes. Sports academy, building soccer fields as well as basketball courts is something that I have in mind, but I can't do it alone. But with God, all things are possible.
All right. I just want to know too, you know, when you have all these tournaments, do you also have plans to have some competitions where you can bring scouts to come see, you know, the kids? If they are good enough, maybe they can further, you know, be developed, you know, elsewhere. Yeah.
You know, I always say the greatest assets Nigeria have are its citizens. And I'm so scared to take more people out of Nigeria, but I'm also, you know, very encouraged to build more training facilities to empower our kids and the youth system for sports in Nigeria. Maybe in the nearest future, I'll be looking into that. I have a few friends that are scouts, and they see what I'm doing on social media, maybe. But like I said, the greatest asset we lose in Nigeria are our youths. So maybe we can build them, and they can actually represent Nigeria globally.
All right. Still on this sports matter, don't know if you're, you know, if you're trying to collaborate with some insiders in Nigeria, maybe the National Sports Commission, maybe NFF and all these guys, the Nigeria Basketball Federation. Is there anyone that you're in touch with?
You know, right now I try to collaborate with the NFF. I think we do have a partnership because of the paperwork submitted, but I haven't really gone further with that, to be honest with you. I'm just coming in as a diaspora. Last year I was here 5 times last year to show you the love I have for this country. And with me being an SSA to Youth and Diaspora for PCRC, Police Community Relations Committee, I think I would be collaborating more on my office with them, with other sports company, to bring this to life.
Okay, I don't know, you know, how has this office given you the platform to be able to impact, you know, Nigerians, especially the young Nigerians?
With my police ambassadorship?
Yes.
Oh my God, it's giving me a voice. Yesterday was National Police Day. Hello, thank you for your service, Nigerian Police. I think Nigerian Police is on the look with what they're doing. I think there are a lot of good beings out there rather than bad beings. And it has empowered me because people listen to me more knowing that I'm a representative of the diaspora and the youths. So I've used that office to feed the poor. We do that on a monthly basis. We feed the poor, we give them bags of rice, yams, we give them cash assistance. Last year I paid about 586 kids school fees across Nigeria. We're looking at Taraba, we're looking at Abuja, we're looking at Anambra State, Adamawa. So with that office, I'm able to impact and give wisdom to the youths and kids. That is what they need. You know, this negative energy of Nigeria, you know, go better for Nigeria, all those things, we don't need it. This is the greatest nation on earth.
I'm telling you.
I came back 3 weeks and I'm looking all fat. So, you know, my office, I have just devoted it to empower the minds of youths. I go into a few schools. There's a school in Orozo, Abuja here I go into. I adopted them.
You went that deep?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, I went. Oh, we go to the grassroots, honey. So we went into Orozo and I was able to talk to them. I'm grooming their minds to be leaders, to know how to keep themselves safe, to know when to stay away from dangers, to know when to defend themselves, to know who to call. We don't have a 911 system. I think we have a different system in Nigeria. So we're teaching them. So that's what I do with my police community. And with that office, I'm trying to bring more diasporans to join and give them responsibility to come back home and give back.
All right. You know, we know that aside from, you know, promoting the positive values that, you know, a country like Nigeria stands for, one of the things that we can say you gladly export is the culture. You're a lover of culture and all that. So when you organize all these tournaments and all that, I don't know if you've, you know, thought about it like having it go, you know, side by side with, you know, culture. Like maybe before a PARASOCCER tournament, you can have like a cultural display and all of that. Because we do know that while you're doing all these competitions too, in the process of doing that, you feed them, you do some other, you know, things too alongside that.
You know, I don't know how you got this. I think you did your research. You're very brilliant. Like I said, I own Kids Multicultural World in USA. We're organizing our Las Vegas Kids Multicultural event next month, and the TV stations in USA always endorse what I'm doing. You know why? Because I'm doing what nobody is doing, uniting a diverse nation of cultures, empowering the minds of our kids and our youth, because you cannot fix a broken adult, but you can empower the mind of the new generation. Okay? So with culture, culture is number one for me. Sports is secondary, but together we can make them work. And with this advice you've given me, I would take that into contest for Nigeria. I'm already doing it in the United States with over 36,000 kids, producing great magazines to empower them, for them to see themselves as leaders. So I think we should bring that back to Nigeria, displaying the beautiful 36 states, the cultures in the states, and thousands of cultures across Nigeria.
That's quite beautiful. And we do know that you would have loved to stay even longer in Nigeria.
Yes.
But you've got a program coming up. Tell us more about the program coming up in the United States of America.
So the Las Vegas Kids Multicultural Event, actually Kids Multicultural Event is organized across USA. We have the event in Texas, Chicago, Las Vegas. We sell out on a yearly basis. It's focused on uniting a diverse nation of kids to unite, to end discrimination, violence, build leadership and talent across USA. Because in the United States, I'm sorry to say this, the culture gets missing. It does. Parents are too busy going to work, working 16-hour shifts, and kids are being the one raising them in the society. And there are a lot of things that are going wrong and they're being legalized over there. So we as kids multicultural, coming in to groom the minds of the kids and the parents, to keep them grounded, to learn how to speak the language, learn how to eat the food, the cultural food, learn how to present themselves. Women learn how to carry yourself, men learn how to be a man. So that is what the Las Vegas Kids Multicultural Festival is all about. And it's not just Las Vegas. We have Chicago Kids Multicultural, we have Texas Kids Multicultural. It's all on the kids multicultural world. And I think Las Vegas, we have 79 kids in that show from global cultures, Muslim, Christian, everybody.
That's quite interesting. I'm just thinking maybe sometime soon you try to replicate something like that in Nigeria.
I will do that. I will do that. I'm thinking about that. Nigeria has a lot of cultures, and I should do that. But I do have a lot of kids that I mentor in the United States that are from Nigeria as well. Little kids from 10 months through 17. So. Yes.
And by the way, I want to believe you know this particular sport in Nigeria, yes. Dambe.
Dambe. Menene Dambe.
It's like the traditional wrestling, or you say traditional boxing.
I know it.
They fought something.
Yes, and they do that.
Yeah.
Yes, I know it. Was that originated from Nigeria?
Yes. It's quite interesting. It's it's a sport in Nigeria that is fast developing.
Wow.
And it's moving to the rest of West Africa and all that. So Dambe is something really huge in Nigeria, and you need to see the crowd.
Oh my God.
That's a multi-billion-naira industry.
Yes.
So
yes. Think
whenever you have time,
yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
That's really quite interesting.
Wow, Dambe.
So I'm just like, when you're out of the country, outside Nigeria, I want to have what's the impression, especially as stars, from sports to other areas. What is the impression out there
of Nigeria?
Yes.
Whew. Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Let's not forget that. However, the narrative is a little bit bad, and we need to fix that narrative. I don't want to dive into details with that, but Nigeria is seen as a Chirac outside this country. And me being here, and I came to Nigeria 5 times last year, I wasn't kidnapped. I wasn't put in danger. In fact, I'm here today and I'm giving back. I think the narrative have to change. And a lot of diasporans and a lot of foreigners, Americans, Chinese people I work with, Ukrainians, Russians under my organization, they see what I post and they're like, what? Is this how Nigeria is? It's so beautiful. Look at the culture, look at the houses. They actually have cars out there because people think the animals are running on the road and all that. And they think everything is corruption, but no, it's not. There is more good in Nigeria than bad. But the narrative, we as Nigerians, we need to change the way we project our country. We need to start framing our country how we want to see our country. And if you think that the government is doing something wrong, then you need to step up and do something right. It starts from you. It starts from how you treat your neighbors. It starts from how you invest back into your business and your community.
Well, that's quite interesting. And, I'm just like, how would you feel? How does it make you feel when you put out all those, beautiful things about Nigeria and you get to, change people's, orientation,
yes.
Their perception of Nigeria?
I feel amazing. I take pride in Nigeria. Again, I'm a Fulani Hausa Igbo girl, and I speak Hausa and Igbo very fluently.
Are you serious?
Yes, I do. In Nigeria, Hausa sosai. Odima, kedu kidi. And I feel so happy because Nigeria is home. I want to be home. That's why, because I can't be home right now because I have a daughter who is actually invested in culture, Cleopatra Vargas. You can check her out. She has 300 million views across social media platforms.
Are you serious?
She dances Igbo dance, and she's never been to Nigeria. So if my daughter, a 9-year-old, dances Igbo, grabs the attention by Tunde Ednot or Linde KG, all these big blogs, and celebrities stop me and want to talk to me, that means I'm doing something home. Her favorite Nigerian food is bitter leaf soup and pounded yam.
Are you serious?
Yes. My mom makes that for when my mom comes to visit me, she makes that. So my daughter speaks Igbo. She's learning Hausa a little bit. It's a little bit struggle, but she's invested in the culture. So that would tell you that I take pride home. I take pride in this nation. I want to be home, but I have to be there with her for some time before transitioning back home. That's why I'm coming back 5 times a year. That's why I'm coming back 3 times a year. Because I want to do the cheating by coming back home and, you know, gambling everything. So, yeah, I love home. And I'm happy that my followers and my fans are supporting me and seeing the beauty of the Nigerian culture.
All right, let me give you the opportunity to speak to the average Nigerian youth out there. What will be your message to them?
Nigerian youth. This is coming from a Nigerian youth, a mother, a global cultural activist, a girl that grew up in Kaduna State, a girl that left Nigeria at the age of 16 years old and is successful where she is now, coming back home. I want you to believe in yourself. I want you to never give up. I want you to do your prayers, speak positively into what you believe in. Don't allow anybody to make you feel like you can't attain or achieve your goal. Because guess what? Fear is the biggest poison that can stop you from achieving your goal. Even the word impossible says, I am possible. You are possible and you can achieve whatever goal you put your mind to. Do not allow the narrative to make you hate your country. If you have the chance to Japa, please come back and give back. Never lose the culture. Keep going. Sky is just the starting point. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. It's been interesting having you in the studio today. And of course, we must say that we're very much impressed with what you're doing, you know, changing lives in the society in Nigeria and, you know, in other parts of the world. And of course, keep doing what you're doing. Eventually, the needed support will come, even more than enough. You will now be the one to say, see, this is too much. Only me? Because we're so much, you know, in love with what you're doing, feeding, you know, the less privileged, giving them opportunities, you know, to develop their passion, you know, so many things that you're doing as a person. So we're so proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, I've been speaking with no other person than a true ambassador of Nigeria to the world. She's been doing a lot, you know, when it comes to humanitarian services, sports, culture, anything you can talk about, you know. She's the queen herself. You know, she's been doing Nigeria proud. You know, I cannot remember how many Miss so that she has won. So an award-winning model. So give it to her, and she's doing a lot. Well, at the moment for young Nigerians, doing a lot to promote and change the narrative for the country. So we're so proud of her. Okay, you're still watching AM Sports coming your way from NTA Sports 24. Let's now go on this quick break. Remember, I told you something earlier about the Nigeria Beach Soccer League. Round 1 done already, but there's loads of things to talk about. That will be after this break.